Hello, survivors, and welcome to another Spell Disc Survivor video. In today's video, we are going to play with the Wayfarer, where we increase movement speed, and moving provides mana to all discs. It decreases our max health, that's okay. And we are starting off with the spark shotgun, so we shoot 5 lightning orbs in a fan shape. Really cool. And there are a couple of things that I learned. One is that the tutorial doesn't tell us anything about void gems, unfortunately. And yeah, so there are the spark shotgun. Looks like a really cool little skill. They do stay on the ground for a little bit longer. And we are actually playing on one of the hard difficulties. I did forget to show that, but that is okay. So we're going to take the disc travel disc. Disc travel disc, that's pretty funny. So that's for each distance traveled by... Oh, no, we're not going to take that. We'll try continuous type, and hopefully we can grab ourselves a continuous spell, and that's hopefully going to work for us. Usually I find that if we do land up getting one of those discs, we land up getting a relevant spell for the disc. Hopefully the game doesn't give us like a continuous disc and then we don't get a continuous spell, but so far it looks like that might be the case. So cold disc, we're going to grab that as well, just so that if we do get a cold damage spell, we've got that as well. Getting a cold continuous spell would be perfect, but just moving from there, just getting a cold spell or a continuous spell is going to be good for us. Ooh, what's this? Oh man, there's a dash one. And now we've got a disc vanish disc. Oh man, increase elemental damage per the same elemental spell equipped. That could come in handy. However, we're gonna reroll. Spell for the duration of a disc. Increase damage, increase continuous damage. We are hoping to get continuous, so let's go and see what we can get. There is quite a bit, until you know absolutely everything in this game, or unless you like want to rush it, there will be a little bit of reading just to know what everything does. There are so many different discs and spells and things like that. Here is a ice continuous spell, so that is fantastic. We are going to grab it over there, Frostbiter. I don't think I've ever used it. I don't think I know what it's like. Oops. And move that there. And let's see. So now it's going to take a little bit longer for the spell to go off. That's okay, because it's going to then apply our ice one for now. It does use way too much mana for now, but you can see it is dealing damage. The sound effects for each skill, they're very different, I must admit. But I think the sound for them might be a little bit too high. I don't know, I've noticed, I don't know if it's just me or if I've noticed them to be quite high. Let's see over here. Thunder Punch, push target with the lightning punch, or drop 6 void gems imbued with lightning. I don't know. Gem says, I mean, gem, there could be something in the future that has something to do with gem. But we are looking for a... Oh no, we've got a cold spell. It's cold and continuous. So we're going to grab Thunder Punch because it uses less mana, and we're going to go from there. So now we've got cold and we've got 2 lightning skills. That's fine. Thunder Punch looks very interesting. You can see it. It's sort of like a miniature Kamehameha, I guess. But it does say that it pushes enemies away from us, so that is okay. I also got to remember that every time we move, we also create mana, so I need to keep moving. I forgot that we are playing with the Wayfarer, and that's going to help us be that a bit stronger. Alright, so we get a legendary spark shotgun, so 50% increased damage. We will take that every single day. That's perfect. And now we just wait and see what's going to happen. So this is the harder difficulty. You will notice that there are different enemies, like these tree dudes that do tank quite a lot of damage. There's also those jellyfish over there that you didn't see before, and you know, it's just how it is. We don't have anything physical, so we're going to take the 90% faster overheat reduction on the continuous disc. That's just going to allow it to proc more often, just because it's not going to overheat as long. Or, I mean, it's not going to overheat as much because of the overheat reduction. We need a overheat time as well, frequency or whatever it may be called. Alright, explosion damage. Do we have any explosions? No, we don't. So there's decreased overheat. So we're going to take the 25% decreased overheat. Oh, no, wait. We're actually going to go for the mana cost over here, because that's going to drop it from 110 to 82.5%. Also, these percentages seem to be multiplicative, not additive. So it's going to be a percentage off the base cooldown, I believe it is, not off of the actual cooldown. But we'll double check that again if we get another 25%. But even if we got 25%, that's quite a large amount, even if it's 80 something. So, I mean, quick math over there, that's what, like 16, just over 16, maybe 20, what's that, 20 actually on the dot. So, we'll see, 25% of 80 is 20, so if we get another one, we'll see what happens. Okay, increased damage against fire status enemies. We don't have any fire skills, so we're going to grab ourselves the increased spell penetration. No idea if it even makes a difference. I don't think we've noticed enemies having like a defense to spells, but we're already on the first boss, so that's fantastic. If you didn't notice last time, you can see these purple orbs on the floor. That's from the boss. They put them down, and we've actually got something over here called the gazing disc. This is a very easy one to proc as well. We literally just need to look at enemies and it will proc the disc. But yeah, we'll actually take it because, you know, we need new spells and that's going to help us inhibit that. So the condition's pretty simple. We look at enemies, and those enemies that we look at are going to proc the spell for us. So pretty easy, pretty simplistic, really easy and fun to use as well. It's going to work with any combination of spells, discs, anything like that, because you literally just got to look at enemies and there's so many around us. Alright, new spell. I've never seen this one. Create slashing claws on the target. So it's a physical slash. That's fantastic. A new spell for me to have a look at. And then we've got a sparkle laser, or we can apply fire to nearby enemies. I think we're going to apply the fire. Some reason I have a feeling that we are going to get some fire skill or a fire disc in the future. So you can see already at the bottom there, the claw is going off. That could just be because we're moving. It could be because we're looking at enemies. It could be a whole lot going on over there. But now we can provide 20... Oh, should we go for crit chance or more mana? I think let's go for more mana. Crits, I mean, it's important, but it's not that important. We'll probably land up getting quite a lot of it anyway. So let's just grab the mana and make skills go crazy. Generally, very easy to beat even the hard difficulty. I think the hardest time you'll ever have with it is if you landed up using charged attacks with the staff. That's probably the hardest one, or with the weapons. But other than that, I think you're actually in a very good spot. And I haven't really noticed much in terms of, you know, if you take this weapon or this relic, the spells aren't much different or anything like that. So maybe if that's a change that could be brought in, like if you take this one, then you're only going to get the selection, or you'll get less of a selection or more of a selection of this typing or something like that. Just to make it so the playstyle is completely different with each one. I mean, we are moving a lot, so maybe they should have a lot of movement disc ones. Maybe that's already the case. Maybe I haven't really just noticed that. So we did see a lot of movement discs that I've never seen before. So it could be the case that you only get certain discs available when you take these certain, like Wayfarer. So maybe there are some discs that you only get when you take these. I haven't noticed it, but it is very possible. So surround the caster with spinning swords. That sounds very fun. It's another slash. It's attack as well. And I've never had that before. So now we just need to get ourselves another spell disc so that we can see what the spinning slash looks like. Sounds very exciting. It makes me think of Garen from League of Legends. So definitely want to be spinning with knives around me. There's a bell ringing. Dun, dun. Alright, when explosion damage is finished, we don't have explosive damage. For each continuous damage dealt or when piercing is finished. I think we can go for continuous. We do have our main spell being continuous damage. We also have the this disc having the giving us more mana as well to another random disc, and then with Wayfarer itself is every time we move it gives mana to discs, so it should go out. And oh boy, that actually is really cool. Maybe another favorite of one of my skills, because it just keeps growing. You know, you get more and more swords, so that's actually a really nice one, a really defensive one. Look at that. That's awesome. Exactly what we thought it would be. Definitely a Garen main. No, I'm not actually, but if you enjoy Garen as a League of Legends on Spin to Win, then this is definitely your go-to. Over here, I think we can go for the Foster Overheat Reduction. That's just going to help us plant that spell a whole lot more, and that means more damage. I think that's how the overheat works. Again, this isn't something that was in the tutorial. I did go back and look at it to see if that is something, and unfortunately it's not. The tutorial just explains how the game actually functions in its like bare necessities, where they talk about the different discs and spells and things like that. They don't actually talk about you know, the spells and each one and things like that. Alright, while dash stamina is full, we produce 60 mana per second. That's actually really easy, it just means don't dash. And 60 mana a second is actually really high. So we're going to keep that one on, and let's see what spell we're going to get. 50% increased elemental affliction or elemental damage. Let's go for... Ooh, we've got quite a bit of physical this run. Nah, let's go physical damage. Doesn't matter even if we've got that little bit. There's only 2 spells out of the 6 that we have that are going to be physical and not elemental, so we're not really worried about that. But now we need to make sure that our last spell is going to be a fire, cold, or electric or lightning skill, so that we get that bonus damage from it. So let's see. Let's reroll, try get a lost spell. Upgrade spell, upgrade spell, upgrade spell. Come on, lost reroll. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything, but we'll take the crit chance on our Thunder Punch as the rare upgrade or whatever, you know, tier. Again, tiers aren't explained in the tutorial. So just by color and the fact that this is the only type of game that we always really play, being a roguelite, we can assume that that is exactly what they mean. So again, Thunder Punch getting a legendary upgrade. Fantastic. And we picked up a magnet for the XP over there. We picked up all of it. We haven't really been killing so much, but we're definitely in a really comfortable position. I think my best right now is like 6,000 or 8,000 enemies killed, but definitely this isn't the strongest one, but definitely possible to finish it. As you can see, we are very comfortable over here. We've got 40 life and we haven't lost a single HP that I remember of the entire run either. So, you know, we're just going to keep going and enjoy this as it is. I can't put this game down. I've been playing it quite a bit. I mean, I can, obviously I can put it down. It's just a sentence, a wording, but a very fun game, and it's only its demo right now, so I cannot wait for this game to be out in a full or even early access, because it is going to be insane, just with different levels, different spells, different relics. We'll call them relics for now. Those are the different items like the Wayfarer that I'm using today. And yeah, so there's a whole lot of different things. There's also a meta progression tree that we haven't looked at. We'll look at it at the end of the video. We get another legendary upgrade for our Thunder Punch. So Thunder Punch is really strong right now, but it's not really an over-the-top amazing skill. So, you know, you don't realize or recognize it being fantastic when it actually is doing a lot of work. But I guess we'll be able to see right at the very end. So there we go. Let's see what it says to us over here. So I mean, yeah, we got a lot of mana decrease on it. Actually, what we could do, Oh no, but we need the ass. Oh, that's unfortunate. We need our main skill to be a continuous called skill. Otherwise, we can't activate the first two skills correctly. It's unfortunate, but again, because they do have their conditions that you have to think about, you do need to go for them. So the best spell disc so far for me would be when a skill is activated, and when a skill kills an enemy or is ended or things like that. So anything to do with spell, you get a whole lot that are just spell. It says like when spell ends or when you hit an enemy with a spell and things like that. Or even these movement ones are very, very nice. And we actually have two bosses over there. I didn't even notice that we had one, never mind two of them. So that's fantastic. We're going to go increased mana production over there. That's fantastic. And let's keep going. Both are dead. So each, you know, so this gem, it makes sense to grab because, you know, we're going to have cold. I mean, we pick up gems all the time. The problem is it's only 8 mana for each gem obtained. So unless you pick up like one of the vacuums, it really doesn't feel as good as you think it would. We are going to take it because we do have a lot of give extra mana, and we also gain mana when we're walking. So it's going to work, but I mean, we've only got so much time left anyway. But there we go. There's our last spell. And as you can see, it is popping off quite a lot, and that is because the spell that we put in there uses a little bit of mana, 30 mana. So we don't need a lot of XP to make it go off, and we also gain the mana every time we move. So it just works very well together. In this case, it worked very, very well. But there's sometimes, I mean, if you get a spell that has like 110 mana, and you put it in that gem slot, you're not going to see that spell very often. So you do have to just be careful what spell you put in it, because it might hurt you, especially in the beginning of the game. If you don't have a whole lot of other skills creating mana for you or killing enemies for the gems and things like that. But that was the end of it. You know, we hardly slayed any of the enemies. We even only got 16 upgrades. I think max is 21, but we definitely got to keep trying over there. Let's just I went to the main menu. That's fine. Let's just quickly look. This is the difficulty thing. So it said new enemies appear. That's fantastic. And then, like I mentioned, there is going to be meta progression upgrades. It looks like life, damage, defense. I have no idea what those gloves are, but yeah, so some very interesting things. It looks like there are going to be more rerolls or dice active there, and very, very exciting. So I can't wait for the beginning of the game or the launch. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.